Once upon a time, there was a man named Don Quixote who lived in La Mancha. He greatly loved books of chivalry and would spend hours reading such books and spent all his money on such books. He was so enamored with them that he went crazy and decided to become a knight errant and do great things. So he dusted off his ancestors' armor, fixed the helmet, found a steed which he considered to be on par with Alexander the Great's horse, Bucephalus, but was actually a nag in skin and bones, and called Rosinante. He also renamed the peasant girl he was enamored with. She did not know, and she is not pictured, and called her Dulcinea. Preparations made, he set off and quite suddenly realized he had never been knighted, but then quickly resolved to be knighted. He traveled for a day or so until he came upon an inn, which in his insanity thought was a castle, and the two wenches he thought were ladies. Understandably, they were rather frightened when Don Quixote showed up, but when Don Quixote assured them he would not hurt them and called them maidens, they burst out laughing. At this point, the innkeeper showed up, and being a good-natured fellow, did not laugh. He assured Don Quixote they could get him room and food. There was some difficulty with dinner, but it was sorted out. After dinner, Don Quixote took the innkeeper, who he believed to be a castellan, and knelt and said he would not move from that spot until the castellan knighted him. The castellan very well knew Don Quixote couldn't stay there forever, so he agreed to knight him. The innkeeper said they didn't have a chapel, but anywhere would do. The innkeeper told Don Quixote to go to the stables and stand vigil over his armor. Don Quixote went to the stables, quite happy he'd finally get to become a knight, but when a sheep herder came in to get water for his sheep, to do so, he had to remove Don Quixote's armor from the trough where it rested, and so Don Quixote hit in the head with his lance. Another sheep herder came along and also tried to get water, and also got knocked in the head. This got everyone else rather mad, and they began to throw stones and yell at Don Quixote, who got very flustered and attempted to fight them off until the innkeeper interrupted and made them all stop. He decided it was best that Don Quixote's knighting begin immediately, so they went onto a field and began. The innkeeper didn't know what to do, so he mumbled some words and pretended to read from a book, and waved his arms about as the two women sang a song, and finally the innkeeper gave Don Quixote his armor, and the ladies gave him his sword, and he was finally a knight, and can go out on quests and continue his adventures.